Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Palm Blisters. This is episode 6, I believe. We're back in the flesh. Last week, unfortunately we had to record on Zoom, which it was all right. I mean, I still enjoyed our conversation, but I just like being in person better. I feel like it's a lot better experience. This week we're talking about the Wii. So
that's right,
the Nintendo Wii.
I think it's definitely a console we probably all grew up off of.
Yeah,
of course, yeah.
I think it's the second or third highest selling console of all time, behind PS2 and the Switch.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. Because I remember the PS2 was like mainly dominant for many, many years. I don't know. Is it still the number one?
I believe so.
Okay.
I think it's around like 140 million consoles sold. I can double check here.
Yeah.
I think PS2 was 170 million.
Was it? Okay.
And I mean, which kind of shocks me because I'm like, I feel like when the Wii came out, like I feel like everyone I knew had a Wii, but not everyone I knew had a PS2. You know?
That's weird.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay, so I just looked it up. PS2 is number one with, it says just over 155 million. And then DS is second with 154 million.
Okay.
And then Switch with 139 million. And then Game Boy. And then PS4. And then PlayStation 1. And then Wii.
What?
Yeah.
Wii is that far down?
Yeah, so Wii is what? Number 1, 2,
Well,
3.
I know the Wii beat Xbox
Number
3.
7.
I do know the Wii beat the PS3 and the Xbox 360 by a wide margin.
Yeah, so Wii sold 101 million consoles, and PlayStation 3 sold around 87 million, and then Xbox 360 was 84 million.
That actually shocks me.
Wow.
Because, the Wii, I don't know. I feel like it's, the family console, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like every family had a Wii.
Yeah.
You know?
It was so dominant when we were growing up.
Oh, my gosh.
All my friends had Wii.
My
anytime,
parents would actually play games with us.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
It was the only console I ever had where, my whole family would actually sit down and play.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of hard not to. I mean, they had such great games for that. You have, obviously, the classic Mario parties or, Mario Kart. And then,
Wii Sports.
Wii Sports, just playing bowling or golf. Come on.
So much.
I remember we have memories of playing Wii Fit.
Wii Fit. I never
I remember there's a game where you're on the balance board and it's you have to walk on a beam across a building. And I remember my whole family taking turns trying to win that game. And none of us could win because the part that got us was on the tightrope you walk down, there's this little chomping metal dog thing that comes at you. So you have to jump up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not actually jump because that would break the Wii Get Fit pad.
Yeah.
But sort of do a little lunge to just sort of put all the weight onto your toe for a second.
Wow. Yeah, no, I never had the Wii Fit, the board or anything.
Wii Fit was actually pretty cool. My dad actually lost a ton of weight doing Wii Fit, which is funny. Yeah, because he's not someone you would expect to play video games whatsoever. But he did Wii Fit for a while and lost 20 or 30 pounds.
Wow, that's actually really impressive.
Yeah, and his balance got way better because I remember back then I used to go skiing a lot, and just seeing him improve, not just from weight loss, but also his balance was so much better when we were on the slopes.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's cool.
No, that is cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess my family was just never into it, and we were just we just kind of disregarded the Wii Fit. Yeah. Because wasn't the board a little expensive too?
Yeah,
it was. I don't remember how much it was, but it was kind of pricey.
Was it? Yeah.
I remember we got the Wii Fit for my mom for her birthday.
Oh, did you? Yes. Yeah, I know. I just kind of just grew up off of the normal, just Mario Galaxy, Mario Party, Mario Kart, just all those kind of I don't know, just party games, I would say. Well, Mario Galaxy is more of a story game, but still one of my favorite Mario games of all time.
Oh my god, Mario Galaxy is a classic.
Great game.
I don't know. Because I feel like there's a little controversy. Do you guys prefer 1 or 2? If you guys played both, Mario Galaxy 1 or 2?
1 for atmosphere, 2 for fun.
I agree. Yeah.
Same. That actually, yes.
That's a great way of putting it.
That is a great way.
There's always a bigger feeling that you're in space.
Yes.
Right.
And it's Galaxy 2, they feel like they're all just Mario levels, not bad Mario levels, great Mario levels, but you very rarely have a level where you actually feel like you're in space. They use the galaxies with a bright blue sky a little too much, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also another thing I appreciate so much about the Mario Galaxy games is I'm a sucker for music, and that game had like both of the games had fantastic
soundtracks. They had whole
soundtracks.
orchestral soundtracks.
I know, and like every song is just like beautiful.
I remember like Buoy Base Galaxies. That's like this big like powerful sounding song of like go climbing up the tower, and they only use it for one level.
Yeah,
one level.
Yeah. No, they got some great music in that game, and it's funny. The other day I was scrolling through TikTok and I see this couple, they got married, and when the bride was walking down the aisle, they were playing what's it called, the observatory music from Mario Galaxy.
That's pretty awesome.
Like they had like a violinist there like playing the song. I was like, wow, that is like actually a great wedding song.
I remember what was really funny was in Mario Galaxy 2 when you're fighting Bowser for the final boss, you get to the very last stage and it's like you're flying down a black hole like huge giants throwing huge punches at you, and they're playing this amazing like orchestral soundtrack.
Yeah.
But the fight is piss easy, and it's piss easy, and you finish it in 10 seconds.
Yeah, so you don't really get to.
It's like it has such a great mood, and then it's just so over so quickly.
Yeah, that stinks. But yeah, I mean, Mario Galaxy was like a huge one, and I'm sure you guys played a bunch of like Mario Kart too. Like
of course, a lot of Mario Kart.
Yeah.
That's probably the most like hours I have into a Wii game is Mario Kart Wii.
Oh man, I played Mario Kart Wii just so much.
Yeah, just because like. That's a game you can play. Something, I guess it's just nostalgia factor for me, but since I grew up with Mario Kart Wii, that's the one I've played most, and I still play it to this day with my friends.
I think I played that one the most too.
Yeah.
Me and my friends, I don't know if you guys do, have you ever heard of Mario Kart?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I played that once when my brother was in town.
That's a good time.
Such a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, from my experience, which is only one time, it seems like everyone thinks it'll be fun, but after 2 rounds, everyone
Oh, my gosh.
out.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know what Mario Kart is, you play Mario Kart, you do a Grand Prix, which is usually 4 races. And each race, you can't drink and drive. So you have a beer.
It's illegal.
It's illegal. You can't drink and drive. So you have to finish your drink by the end of the race. But in order to drink your drink, you have to put your controller down and sit there and drink. And everyone has their own strategies of doing it. I usually just like chugging it right off the bat.
I just like elbow it.
Elbow it. Yeah.
I spell a lot though.
I've seen some people like they'll go through the whole race and park literally at the finish line.
Yeah.
And then like shotgun a beer.
That's one way.
And then just go right in.
My one time playing it didn't go well for me. I tried to like chug it down, but the thing is, I just opened it right away, foamed up, like foam coming out my nose. It was just not fun. Like,
No, you do like one race, and then someone will be like, all right, let's do the second one. I'm like, hold on, I need a minute. I just chugged that whole beer.
You need a big group so that way you can keep it going for a little bit.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You have some people switching off.
Yeah.
No, it's a lot of fun though.
It is a good time.
Sometimes the buzz helps you a little bit too.
I mean, when we played it, we didn't do the Grand Prix. We just did one race and then we swapped out.
That's probably smarter.
That's smart, yeah.
Because that actually gives time for people to have a break.
A Grand Prix, that's like 4 beers in like half an hour.
Exactly, like literally that.
Gotta be drinking light beer for beer
for sure.
Kart. Yeah.
Absolutely. Always go to Miller. Yeah.
Dude, one time when I was like 12, we were seeing my brother when he was in college. Everyone was shotgunning a beer. I was 12. I wanted to be included, so they let me chug a root beer. But
nice.
Do you know how that feels though? There's like so much more carbonation in soda than a beer.
It's harder to chug a soda than a beer.
I was feeling very bad after that. Like I thought I was gonna throw up. I was just like walked over to a hill, just like.
That's such a bad feeling.
And then it's like I finally burped, and burping never felt as good as it did when that happened. Like,
just releases so much pressure.
Oh my god! Have you ever seen those challenges where like people like they'll try to like chug a whole Sprite without burping, and they're like by the end of it they're like,
I think I would die.
They just want to die.
I remember that part.
Just puke their brains.
You guys watch American Dad?
Yes.
A little.
I think that's the episode where you have to get into like Hershey Park and he can get a free ticket with like a Coke, but then it's like he doesn't. He decides to chug the whole Coke because it has to be like an empty, and he's like, polar bears shouldn't feed this to their babies.
That's great.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah. No, chugging,
especially Coke.
Coke is like actually a talent. Like it's impressive.
Don't get me wrong. I love soda. I love Coke.
Oh, me too.
But like chugging it.
I got it before we recorded.
I like I like to enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah.
But But sorry, we got
a little off track.
What's your favorite track in Mario Kart?
Ooh, Rainbow Road because I'm a psycho.
A Psycho. That seems like a popular pick, though.
Well, which one? The one from
Wii
Mario
one,
Kart 8?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Or that's
I think
not
I have to,
8. That's
I have to pick the Wii one for nostalgia, too.
Yeah.
I think for nostalgia, yeah, I would choose that one. But like my actual favorite circuit, it of all time, it's between Yoshi's Circuit, just because it's just such a like a clean just map, and it's the shape of Yoshi.
Yeah.
It's I don't know why I just love that map. It's just a very just I wouldn't say it's an easy map, but it's also not a hard map. It's just like a very average map. Anyone could play it really. But I don't know. It's just a very clean map. And then I also love Baby Park because of how hectic it
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
The 7 laps just make it so much.
The 7
better.
laps, just going in circles, just lapping people
It
and
is
stuff
fun.
like that.
Yeah. Once you start lapping people.
Yeah.
And you hear the music in the background, like that's also another thing too.
Yeah.
Like because now that I think about it,
Mario Kart music.
Mario Kart music hits, dude.
So good.
And
It's
and then now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, now I'm just counting out Coconut Mall. Coconut Mall.
yeah.
Coconut Mall is a
Coconut Mall.
classic.
that's a classic level.
And that music,
Oh,
some
yeah.
of the best, some of my favorite Wii music
How
ever.
about the Toad's
Yeah.
Factory?
Toad's Factory is great.
Toad Factory's good.
That one's-
Yoshi Falls.
Yoshi
Yeah.
Falls.
That's
and-
the one with the waterfall, and then like the electrical things in the tunnel. Like,
Yeah.
I liked all the Bowser Castle ones. Those are always
yeah,
really fun.
those are always
They're
fun.
cool, yeah.
What about Mushroom Gorge? One where you're
Oh,
hopping
yeah,
on
the
the
mushrooms.
mushrooms.
yeah, you bounce on the
Yeah.
mushrooms.
That one's sick.
That was
Yeah.
I remember I would always get so frustrated because sometimes like there were times where I like for some reason just wouldn't bounce and
Yeah.
I'm expecting the bounce and then I end up just driving
Oh,
off.
I would-
that
I
happens
love-
to me too.
I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
that level because it's so fun to like when you go on the bounce, you can hit the
Hit the
Z
trick. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can hit a trick which gives you a
And you get
boost,
like
and
a
then
little-
doing that over and over onto the mushrooms.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Moo Moo Meadows is kind of a classic.
I
but
love
it-
the soundtrack. I love the
kinda
song.
pisses
And
me off,
I love
though.
the music on that one though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, they do got some honestly Nintendo honestly never fails with their music.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
But-
technically you can play GameCube on the Wii, so I'm just gonna
Yes.
bring up Double Dash because I really loved.
I love Double
I
Dash.
loved Wario's Coliseum.
Yeah.
That giant level that's only 2 laps because of how long it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Double Dash was my first Mario Kart because I grew up off of GameCube.
I didn't play Double Dash much because I never had a GameCube.
Mhm.
I played it at my friend's house, but my first Mario Kart was 64. But yeah, I wish I played more Double Dash
Double Dash
because
was fun.
from what I've experienced of it, it was a lot of fun.
I like the concept of having 2 people in a car.
Yeah.
I thought it was just cool.
It gives it a co-op mode.
Yeah, it gives it a co-op, exactly. Like, I remember me and my brother, we used to always play, and, like, I'd be the one throwing the items and
My
stuff
brother
like
never let me play with him.
that.
I could watch him and his friend play, but I couldn't play it with him.
I would always play with my brother. Like, me and my brother grew up playing video games together, but, like, he always had to be player 1, no matter what. I mean, he's older.
Yeah, that's how it was with my brother.
Yeah.
Because my brother's like 9 years older than me, so
Oh.
Oh, dang.
he was always like, "No, I'm player 1."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, every, like, Super Mario game, like, he was always Mario, I was Luigi, you know,
Yeah.
like...
Or if there were split screen games where one screen was bigger, like let's say you had 3 people,
yeah.
he would always be like, I'm player 3 then. Because
Yeah.
like that
Right,
for
exactly.
like Call of Duty,
Yeah.
like player 3 would get the bigger split screen.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, the older siblings always get the power
Yeah.
of
It ain't right.
all the options.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember one time we were at my aunt and uncle's condo. They had a Nintendo 64 with Mario 64.
Yeah.
But here's
Great
the
game.
thing: my brother, he had Mario 64 for the DS.
Mhm.
I'm not allowed to play. He wouldn't let me play that. But I was playing it on the N64 version. He said, "Well, you can't play that because it's still like my game. I don't let you play on the DS, so you can't play it on the Nintendo 64." And I'm just, he denies it, but I distinctly remember that. That's
like, well,
I
you're
also
not allowed
like
to
this
do
isn't even your console. This isn't even your copy of the game. What are
Yeah.
you talking about?
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, my brother was pretty similar like that. Especially when it came to like single player games. Like, I was not allowed to touch a single player game.
Oh
at
yeah,
all.
if I messed up like my brother's progress in like a single player game, like GTA 4 or something, he would get so mad.
Oh, yeah.
I deleted my brother's Lego Star Wars 2 save file that was 100%ed.
Oh,
Oh.
that's cruel. That's actually cruel.
I didn't even
Now
mean
I
to.
understand why he didn't let you play his games.
Yeah.
Maybe it was revenge. I don't remember exactly what happened, but he's never let it go.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, like Call of Duty 4
Mhm.
era. My brother, he used to play online all the time.
Yeah.
And he was very, I don't know why he like really cared about his kill death ratio.
Yep.
So he would never let me play online because he didn't want me to ruin the kill death ratio.
Same here. Yeah, because my brother's KD ratio is
Yeah.
probably like, I don't know. I don't know what a good one is
Right,
even. Like,
right.
but his was pretty good, and
Yeah.
I messed it up once.
Yeah.
And he was so mad at me.
I know.
I ended up never playing Pokemon because whenever a new version would come out, I think it was my brothers would get the 2 versions, and then I got Diddley.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's no multiple save files, so.
Yeah. That's what I noticed, especially with Nintendo games recently, like just like solo player games, they don't have multiple save files.
Yeah, they always used to. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Because I remember I bought Tears of the Kingdom recently. Well, not recently, but like almost a year ago now.
Well, on Switch, you can make a different profile to put that save on.
Well, yeah,
That's
that's the
true.
thing.
You
But
can do that, yeah.
but like, I mean, yeah, like, and that's what me and my brother did. Like, I bought the game, so I'm playing on the main profile. Like, you can make another profile, whatever. But yeah, like I feel like it used to always have like different save slots.
Even going all the way back to N64 on Mario 64, I believe there were like 4 or so save slots. And same thing with Donkey Kong 64 and a few other games.
Yeah,
most of them actually.
I don't know the reasoning behind that.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I guess because, like Justin said, now everyone kind of has their own profile.
Although
back then, I guess a lot of families would share the same system and like.
Yeah.
Also, for the new Animal Crossing game that was on Switch, they made it that only one island was on any system. Which I remember, like, I'm not into Animal Crossing, but that's just a big middle finger to every younger sibling out there because all the cool stuff you can do in Animal Crossing, you have to be like the head of the island to be able to do.
I know, and that's what actually really annoyed me because I didn't really get to fully play Horizon. We got it. Me and my brother bought it, so he's like, "Oh, like I'm taking the main profile." And next thing you know, like he was head of the island and all that, and did everything. And I'm like, great. Now, if I want to try and do anything, it's like you already did everything you possibly can on the island. I'm like, I'm just sitting there.
Like you just play it like all the old Animal Crossing games without any of the stuff that actually made the new one.
Yeah.
New.
Yeah. I played a little bit of the what's it called? I think it was just called Animal Crossing. I think it was the very first one on GameCube. Yeah. Because there was different save slots on that. So my brother always had slot 1, and I had slot 2.
Fun fact: Animal Crossing originally it was on N64.
Was it actually?
Oh, really?
But it was only in Japan.
Oh.
Then it got ported.
Did it ever get released in the U.S. for the 64? Or?
Yeah, when they not for the 64. No, they ported it to GameCube, and then that's how it got a U.S. release.
Okay.
So gotcha. what we saw on the GameCube is what was released on the N64.
I think it might have been updated.
Okay.
I mean, like the Pro Skater games, those all 3 and 4 came out on PS2 and GameCube, but they also had PS1 and N64 releases.
Yeah. Okay.
It probably just like the GameCube release probably just had like better textures and better resolution.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah. Can we talk? So we were talking a little bit about Call of Duty, getting off track earlier, but isn't it weird that there were actually Call of Duty games for the Wii?
I remember that.
Yeah.
I never had any, but
it is weird because the Wii's market is like this family console, and Call of Duty's nowhere near a family game.
Exactly.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, I played it with my family, but my family's little.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Wii had some more mature titles. Do you guys know No More Heroes?
Never heard of it.
I don't know.
Oh my god, you gotta play No More Heroes. It's been ported to Switch, so get it there. It was like, I guess one of the big selling points was it was a Wii game that was rated M, and it's about this guy, Travis Touchdown, who buys a lightsaber on eBay and becomes a professional assassin.
Sounds interesting.
That sounds cool. Yeah, there's not many M-rated Wii games. I can't think of.
I mean, similar to what Dom was saying, because it's like
system.
it's like a family system. And I remember like the second, especially when I was really younger, or way younger, I was like, just like when I saw like a rated M game for like the GameCube or the Wii, I was like, whoa, like what's this? Like,
I think Nintendo actually did publish one M-rated game. It was Eternal Darkness.
Eternal Darkness.
What console was it for?
GameCube.
Well, there was also another game I want to say was rated M that we used to play, but we also we would like kind of hide playing it. We used to play it at my neighbor's. It was called Time Splitters.
Don't know that one.
It was a shooter, and I remember like they just had like very like. It was just a shooter, so it already had the rating up there, and then it had like very vulgar language. And I remember like you could play very iconic for me. There was a character that you could unlock. It was a gingerbread man, and every time you clicked on him, like to select him, he'd be like, "Bite my crunchy brown ass." And we always thought it was the funniest thing because like we were young, we were like, "Oh, it's a curse word," you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just thought it was the funniest thing.
That's really funny.
But yeah, like just seeing games like that, like a rated M game, like for any Nintendo system was weird. Like it was
because you're so used to playing just like innocent games, like
innocent,
like
Mario,
E to 10.
Another like M-rated game on the Wii that I really like. It's called Mad World.
Mad World. I don't know if
I've heard of that. I think you told me about it actually.
Yeah, it's like it's this game that's in black and white. It was made by Platinum Games. Are you guys familiar with that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wait, I think you did talk about that.
They're the studio that made Bayonetta. They made Metal Gear Rising.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's this game set on this like murder game show called Death Watch,
Mhm.
and the whole art style is like inspired by Sin City. So
okay.
every level is like you just placing this guy called Jack Kamen who has a chainsaw mounted to his wrist. And you just have to kill all these different enemies in different ways, like boost your score up, until eventually you fight the boss of the level.
Oh.
That sounds really fun actually.
It's a little repetitive, but I really love the art style. The bosses are really fun, and it's something where I'm really bummed that it never got like a sequel or anything.
Yeah.
What console did you say that was for?
Nintendo Wii.
Oh wow. Okay.
That's awesome. Was it M-rated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, there was a lot of blood. A lot of blood.
Speaking of Call of Duty on the Wii, do you remember in Black Ops 1 when you beat the campaign, you would go into the Zombies Map 5?
Yes.
Where you play JFK and Fidel Castro. Well, in the Wii version, when you beat the campaign, it plays the cutscene as normal, but it doesn't have the actual map.
Really?
So you don't. Wait, did they not have zombies?
There was zombies, but it only had Kino der Toten. There was no 5, Dad's Arcade, or any of the DLC maps.
That's so weird.
Wow,
So you go from watching these presidents in a meeting, and the next thing you know, you're in a haunted theater. Like,
I don't remember that, but I had Black Ops 1 for.
I just remembered. You guys know Dead Rising, right? I told you about it before.
Yeah.
That had a port for Nintendo Wii.
Oh, did it
really?
Yeah, but it's like a lot. It's basically
the chop till you drop.
Yeah. It is super downscaled though. It's like way less zombies on screen.
Yeah.
You can still put on different outfits and stuff, but they don't show up in the cutscene. It just kind of all the cutscenes are basically pre-rendered for the Wii version, so it's always Frank West in his regular outfit.
Yeah.
The camera, he still has the camera around his neck, but the photography mechanic is completely gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, what I was just about to say was, so I had Black Ops 1 for PS3, and it looked really good for the time. Like, I thought the gameplay was really great, and I remember going over to my buddy's house, and he had Black Ops 1 for the Wii, and I was like, is this even the same game? Because it was so downscaled. Like, it looked like crap, like, and it played like crap because he had to use, like, the motion control.
Use the nunchucks.
Yeah, or the nunchuck, yeah. And I didn't even realize that they took out, like, certain, like, zombies maps and stuff like that, so that's interesting. But yeah, I remember looking at it and being like, "This is the same game."
I actually owned what's it called, COD 4 for the DS as well. COD 4 had a DS port as well, and I mean, as you would expect, it was like so like, what is this? This is just not Call of Duty.
It's not even the same story. They made their own story for the DS version.
Exactly, and it was just like, this is just not as good.
But yeah, that was normal for the time when they had handheld consoles. They would release it on the Wii and then the DS, but the DS version was actually a totally different game.
Yeah. Well, I think PlayStation did something similar with like the PSP games. Like, wasn't there a Grand Theft Auto game for PSP or PS Vita that was like Chinatown?
I heard that one was pretty good though, but that wasn't like marketed as GTA 4. That was marketed as its own game.
Yeah, it was marketed as its own game, but it's like
it was only exclusive to Vita,
portable,
I think.
Yeah.
But now
it's on DS too.
Oh, was it on DS?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then now I think it's on, mobile and stuff like that.
You don't see that very much anymore, like, of, like, games just being made for portable systems, because there's not really any portable systems besides the Switch.
It's kind of a bummer.
The Switch is literally left. But...
I heard, like, the GBA versions of Crash Bandicoot were actually pretty good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't played those versions.
I also remember I really enjoyed playing the DS version of Lego Pirates of the Caribbean.
The Lego games on the DS.
Lego games on DS were really good.
Yeah.
I played Lego Batman on DS and Lego Indiana Jones on DS.
I had Lego Indiana Jones. That was too. I remember there was a mechanic where you would blow on the screen for certain
Yes,
stuff. Like blow on fire.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
As doing that as a little kid, I was like, this is like the coolest thing ever. I thought we were like so advanced in gaming doing that, and now seeing like VR and stuff.
I think that was the one. It might have been the only DS Lego game where you actually used the DS's microphone.
Yes.
Really?
Because that's you blew into the microphone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that game. Yeah, that was good. There's another game I'm thinking of. I don't know.
Speaking about Lego games, did you guys ever have any of those like bad licensed games on the Wii?
What do you mean?
Like the games based off movies, because the Wii that had a lot of shovelware on it.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I did.
Because I think we talked about it on the previous episode, like when we were talking about like adaptations, and stuff like that. Like the second I saw where it was like the video game or something like that, I'm like, I'm not buying it because it was
because
it was just garbage.
Stupid,
It was literally.
I will say I think I had like the Terminator game or not Terminator, Transformers game on Wii. I played maybe like, I don't know, maybe an hour of it. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
But I thought it was pretty bad from what I do remember.
I remember I had Space Chimps as a video game.
Yeah.
I never even watched Space Chimps. I only played the game. I remember it was like, you play as one of the monkeys for most of the game, you get all these items, and then for like the last third, you switch to the actual main character, and he has none of the abilities you just got. So it's just like way less fun, and then you get to the final boss, and game's over. And I think it was a short game. I must have played it maybe 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. What I do remember playing that I would have thought, or like that I think now, I'm like, oh, that sounds terrible. But at the time I thought was fun, was there was like this Monster Jam game, like a monster truck game for Wii. And it was a lot of fun. I think it was called like Monster Jam something. Like it was Monster Jam : something. But it was a lot of fun actually.
Did you guys ever have the Sonic games on the Wii?
Not on the Wii, no.
Yes, I had one. I forget what it was. I want to say it was Unleashed.
Yeah.
I think it was
Sonic Unleashed. I remember. Apparently, the PS3, Xbox 360 versions actually completely different games, like different sets of levels.
Really?
Like gameplay is similar, I guess, but the levels are all different. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the one where like he turns into like basically a wolf, right?
Yeah, Werehog.
Or Werehog. Yeah. That was the one I had. I played it for like a brief time.
I got up to the last level of Eggman Land, and then I never beat it. And I've learned from a lot of other people that, that's where a lot of people never got past as kids.
Really?
Wow. I never beat any of the Sonic games that came out on Wii.
I never
really got into Sonic.
Yeah. But I think Sonic Unleashed was probably the only one I really had. Besides like going like back in like high school, like playing on like online games and stuff like that, and playing like the very original Sonic, but. Other than that, like, I was never a big Sonic person. I was always Mario.
I did have one Sonic game, but I don't know if it even counts. It was Mario and Sonic Olympic Games.
That counts. I played that so much.
Okay. That one was fun. Yeah, a lot of fun.
That was like just as good as like Wii Sports.
Yeah.
Like it was so good. I remember going over to my friend's house all the time to play it.
I remember my brother and I having so many mornings where we would just like so many Saturday mornings we would just play that game.
Yeah.
That's also another thing like I like to point out too is it's crazy like how like you have like EA developing games like Madden, FIFA, all that stuff. Well, FC now. But then you have Nintendo like making their own sports games and they are 10 times better than
well,
much
more
Madden.
They're not yearly releases. They're new games that have like funny mechanics to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I grew up off of Super Mario Strikers, which was Mario Soccer. Yeah. That was electric.
I had a Mario like
Sports Mix.
Sports Mix, yeah. Yes. That's the one where you play dodgeball, basketball, and hockey. Like it's just 3 sport games in one. I remember you can play the normal tournament bracket, but apparently I remember discovering that there's a way to like find completely different brackets where you enter these like totally different maps for the brackets. Where it's like, oh my god, now there's all these Final Fantasy characters all of a sudden. Like it just suddenly goes balls to the walls crazy out of nowhere when you thought you were just getting a sports game. And then you can discover a final boss from this weird fantasy bracket. There's a final boss to a sports game, and it was really awesome.
Sports Mix was awesome. Like I remember my buddy had it, and we would always play basketball. I don't know why. Basketball was my favorite in that game. But like there's just so many games. And I've been seeing like all these concepts on like just like on social media. People are like they need to make a Mario football, and someone already did like all the like the designs for it.
Yeah.
Like just like what people would like what their uniforms would look like and all that stuff, and like what the refs will look like. The refs are like just little toads and shy guys.
Oh, that's awesome.
But like I'm like if they made a Mario football like similar like to like almost like what Madden would be, but with obviously the Nintendo like touch to it with like abilities and all that stuff, like I would buy it in a heartbeat.
You could do stuff like Yoshi has an extended catch, like he can shoot the cutout to catch the ball midair.
Yeah, something like that. Like, and so people have been making these concepts, and someone made like a whole trailer. Mm-hmm. Like you guys need to watch it when you get the chance. They made a whole trailer of it, and it looks awesome.
Or like, Toad can be like way faster than everyone else because he's faster than everyone in the game.
Yeah,
Luigi can jump higher to catch it, intercept balls.
Yeah, exactly. Like that would just be so much fun. I think because I think that's like the one sport that they don't have. Like Nintendo has for like a Mario spin-off. Yeah. Like they have soccer, they got basketball.
And I think I've heard
volleyball, tennis,
and look at the screenshot. Like,
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
This looks sick.
We're gonna have to throw that up on the.
Yeah, we'll throw that up in the video.
Yeah.
But,
you gotta send that to me.
Yeah, I'll send that to you too.
Yeah, just like
sorry, I keep pumping my mic.
The like the concept of it, like it looks awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and like like you could have like I guess like your captain as your QB, like you'd have like Mario, and he could do like maybe like a really fast pass that like turns into like a fireball or something, Like,
yeah, I could see this selling like hotcakes. Like this,
exactly.
This could be a really cool game.
Nintendo needs to capitalize on this. Like, and it's all what you just saw is like all fan made.
I'm looking at like all these screenshots of fan made Mario.
Like it looks like a legit game.
It looks legit. Yeah.
It's I would buy it in a heartbeat.
You can have different like little guys for like the lesser supporting players on the team. Like, I think they do that in Mario Strikers.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So it can be like some of the supporting lineup for like Rosalina, a bunch of little Lumas.
Yeah.
And you have to tackle the Lumas to the ground.
Yeah. Like I don't know.
Peach would have a bunch of Toads. I guess Mario would have Toads too, but they'd all be red ones. Luigi green Toad.
Yeah.
Yoshi would just have more Yoshis maybe. Yeah, I'm getting a little sidetracked thinking of this.
There'd be Koopas in there, and
Bowser with Goombas.
Yeah, Goombas. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it's just I don't know. Like honestly, I could spitball idea. Like I think Nintendo actually needs to look into those and actually capitalize on it because I feel like they would get a lot of money off of it. Honestly, because like the screenshots, they just look legit. Like it looks like it's a game that's in the works, but it's not.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I think as far as sports games, like that is like the one sport they haven't touched up on. Yeah, and I think they can do so well.
They've done any football games.
But I guess a big reason for that too is because football is it's an American sport.
Yeah,
Nintendo is Japanese based.
I think that in Japan there is like a small following for American football. I think some schools have clubs. You guys know One Punch Man?
Yeah.
Well. The new manga, the one that's not the webcomic, because it was a webcomic first, then someone else redrew it.
Yeah.
The guy who does that, his previous manga was a manga about like a Japanese school's American football club.
Oh, wow.
So I think there's like a little bit of a following, so they could probably they could get it sold if they market it right.
The problem is like you said, they have a little following, but like we don't know how big that following is.
Yeah.
Probably not big
it's
enough
probably
to
kind of niche, but
to get Nintendo's attention and be like, hey.
And plus, Nintendo, they also know about international markets. I mean, some of their games, games are developed by second-party studios in the United States.
True. Yeah.
No, I mean, a big part of their market is the United States.
Yeah.
So.
But but it is a Japanese-based company.
It's funny, Nintendo America, they don't actually make any games.
What, do they just do like the final publishing?
Yeah, they're just kind of a marketing publishing company.
Yeah, gotcha. I kind of assume that.
I think Next Level Games, you guys know that studio?
Yeah, Next Level Games. Yeah, they made some of the Mario sports games.
Yeah, I think they're based in the United States.
Oh, are they? Yeah, they. When I think of Next Level Games, I think of Mario Super Strikers, which is the Mario Soccer.
I think they also made Luigi's Mansion 3.
Oh, did that?
Yeah, I really like Luigi's Mansion. That's like one of my favorites.
Those are really cool games. Yeah.
Yeah, they are fun. I only played the first one on GameCube. I haven't. How many are there?
3.
There's 3. Wow.
They made the first one, then they made a second one on 3DS, then there's a third one on Switch.
Yep.
The first one got a remake on the 3DS, and now the second one is going to get a HD remaster for Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I'm really hoping that the first one also gets it. Maybe they'll take the remake for the 3DS and remaster that for Switch as well.
I hope so. That would be really cool.
Because then we can have the whole series on one system.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, they just recently did that with Pikmin.
I forgot.
yeah.
Pikmin 1+2.
Yep.
Yeah, they did. Because me and my brother, I used to watch him because that was another solo player game that I would just watch my brother play. Well, at least the first one. The second one ended up having co-op, which was cool. But the first one, I used to watch my brother play all the time, and he was a big Pikmin fan. And the second they came out with like the remaster on Switch, he's like, "I'm buying all of them. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want them all together on a console, and I want to relive my childhood."
Yeah.
But yeah.
I remember I had Pikmin on the Wii when I was a kid, but I was so intimidated by like the 30-day time limit.
Yeah.
I ended up never really playing that far into the game. I actually decided to pick it up again a few months ago, and oh my god, I actually loved it this time.
It's a fun game.
I reset my game a lot because a day would just go very bad for me, and I don't want to deal with the repercussions. I've heard that's not the right way to play, but I don't care. I don't want to have to.
Everyone has their own play style.
Yeah, it's fun, but I get sad when my Pikmin die. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
What a soldier. Yeah.
Olimar is a funny character in Nintendo because his whole scene is just that he works for a soulless corporation and now he's stuck on a planet. Like, the first game he gets marooned, but then the rest of the games is just that my boss sucks and now I have to single-handedly pull this company out of the bread.
Well, aren't the rest of the games, it's like, so Olimar gets trapped on, like a planet or whatever, and then I think the second one, his brother tries to save him.
It wasn't his brother, it was just his coworker.
Why did I think it was his brother? His coworker tries to save him, and then he gets trapped.
No, the second one is the coworker was his coworker Louis is like a huge glutton, and he was supposed to deliver some kind of super carrots to another planet, but he just ate them along the way and made up a story about them being eaten. And that basically put their company in the red because they were already not doing well financially. But Olimar brought back like a piece of money as like a souvenir for his kids.
Yeah.
And then his boss said, "Wait, there's like treasure on that planet? Olimar, before, even taking a moment to rest, get a shower, see your family again, I'm just going to ask you to go right back to that planet and get us some more treasure to get the company out of debt."
Right.
Yeah.
Because I remember like hearing like the concept of like, I think Pikmin 4, like the newest one, like isn't another rescue team is like trying to rescue.
No, the concept of Pikmin 4 is Olimar crash lands on planet Earth again. Then they send a rescue team who also end up crash landing. So you got to rescue the team that was sent to rescue Olimar and also rescue Olimar.
That's what I was originally thinking. I thought it was based off of the games. I thought it was just like Olimar crash landed, then Louis crash landed, then so on, and like everyone's just trying to save each other, and it's just a death trap.
It's a funny concept.
And then, Pikmin 3, Olimar and Louis, you don't play as them in Pikmin 3, but they are characters.
Yeah.
You're 3 characters who go to Earth to like get food for it to bring back to your planet, but Olimar and Louis are also there on just another expedition for treasure. And you can find like video logs by him.
Yeah.
Oh wait, then they made a game on 3DS that was like a 2D platformer spin-off where he crash lands on a different planet that also happens to look exactly like Earth. But it's a different planet and it also has all the same life forms, which is weird.
Did you ever play that spin-off?
No. I'm just familiar with it.
That's cool. So going back to just like other Wii games, what are some like iconic ones you think of? For me,
Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
Super Smash Bros.
I can't believe it took us this long to actually get to that.
How did it take us so long?
Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I mean, me personally, I grew up off of Smash games. I've been playing Smash since Smash Melee on the GameCube, and that might have been like one of my first video games ever. And I've been playing Smash ever since. Like I still play it on Switch to this day. But I just remember when Brawl came out, like it was so hype. It was like, oh my gosh, like
I knew Super Smash Bros.
It's it's Melee with a whole new cast. Like you got everyone.
You got Solid Snake.
You got Snake.
Who was your go-to character to play as?
At first, it was Pit. because when I was younger, you could spam side B because he would just dash forward and spin his little sword thing.
Yeah.
And it was the most like he had the most annoying voice. Like he'd go, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
And you would just spam it, and no one could break out of it.
Yeah.
So I just piss people off and do that. But I mean, over the years, I've grown to like actually have a play style where like I'm not spamming.
I would always go to Falco. I just thought he looked cool.
Falco was always cool.
Now these days, I would say my main for Super Smash Bros is Samus.
Samus is cool.
I like Kirby.
Kirby's a classic.
He's the boy.
Yeah.
He's
Or Donkey. I play as Donkey Kong a lot too. Honestly.
In the newest one,
he's kind of overpowered.
Yes. He's just a bully. He's just a straight up bully. That's why I like him, because like you can just punish people so easily.
Exactly.
It's so much fun.
Dom, do you have a favorite character?
Probably Donkey Kong.
Yeah. He's just
classic.
He's just him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just
You guys play Subspace Emissary? The story mode?
I loved Subspace
I
Emissary.
played through that so much when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Me and my friend, I think I talked about this on the podcast maybe, where we played through the whole scene, and then one day he just beat the final boss without me, and I was so mad.
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah.
Because neither of us had beaten the story mode today, so I thought we were going to do this together.
Yeah, you go through the whole grind for you not even to actually fully complete it. That's terrible.
So upset.
Yeah, I love the Subspace Emissary, but I mean,
it's so fun just seeing all the different interactions with the characters. Like you get to see Samus become friends with Pikachu.
Yeah. I also do love the very competitive aspect to Smash. Like I'm a very competitive person, and I think it was like late middle school or early high school, I found out that there was a competitive Smash scene. How there was like professional players.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like I was like, wait, they're all playing Melee. Why aren't they playing Brawl? And then later on, like, why aren't they playing Smash 4? And it was because they all loved Melee because like the mechanics in the game.
Yeah.
Like there was so many exploits to the game that made the game so crazy and fun. Like it made it so fast and entertaining. It was like watching like Dragon Ball Z fights.
Like super fast paced.
Yeah, like there was like concepts like wave dashing and L canceling and all this technical stuff that you don't if you really study the game, you could visually see it. But like from someone who just plays the game casually, they're like, why are they moving so fast? Like how are they able to do that? But it's just very entertaining to see like I don't know how like professionals can like push a character in the game to the limit and like pull off all this crazy stuff that you would never expect that could be done. So for a while I was really into
I remember you kind of just gave me like flashbacks of watching the competitive scene when I was in like middle school, maybe like 8th grade or something like that.
I never watched the competitive scene too much, but I'm aware of it. I feel like at that point it's just not as fun though anymore. I like to play it, but I don't want to be like super into it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I remember watching it, and like there was some like favorite professionals I enjoyed watching, and like I would follow their streams, and then I would try to like apply what they were doing to like my own game. So like me and my brother, we used to always go back and play Melee. Like we had a Wii, so we could still play on the Wii, and we would like practice these things like L canceling and just wave dashing and all that stuff. And I remember like my brother, like he tried to play as Fox because Fox is like the best character in the game. Like he's top tier, and like there was like concepts of like multi-shining where like you're like spamming the shine, which is like almost impossible to do, but it's crazy.
It's crazy how much technique actually goes into Smash, because when I first started playing it, I'm not gonna lie, I just like button mashed. I'm sure like that's how most people start off with it. But after you play for a while and like start watching like the professionals, you're like, oh, there's so much technique.
So much to it.
It's insane.
There's a great breakdown video on YouTube. It's like I think it's like a minute long. I forget exactly what it's called, but it analyzes a professional, like just one stock, and it analyzes frame by frame everything he's doing and how many buttons and inputs he's using just within a short amount of time just to pull off like an insane combo. It's actually nuts.
Takes so much like muscle and mind, like coordination.
It's very impressive. And it's a lot of like if you want to be remotely that good, it's a lot of practice.
Like even like so I used to be really into Call of Duty and like playing that kind of not competitively, but like I I got very competitive
Oh,
while
yeah,
playing
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But going from that to Smash, there's so much more that goes into Smash than,
100%.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, because I mean, Call of Duty is just aim and shoot, but
Yeah, it's so much easier to
then,
get
like,
good at. In
Smash,
my opinion.
yeah, and then Smash, it's like, well, now you have to read the other person's play styles, see what they're
Yeah.
gonna play at. What am I gonna throw out? How am I gonna avoid it? How am I gonna counter it? Like, there's so much that goes into it. You don't even realize. Like, when you're playing, you're just so lost in the game, but you don't realize what your mind's actually doing and how it's psychoanalyzing.
But once you get good at it, it's muscle memory.
Yes,
you know?
exactly.
When you're trying to get good at it, though, it's so...
Yeah.
it's
It can be heartbreaking because you're like, you will spend hours and hours trying to get good, and it sucks. Like, I remember my brother, like, he tried to do everything he could to get good. He actually he went to like a few local tournaments actually.
Really? Nice.
But like he would literally just practice in like the training arena, just like practicing things like wave dashing or just like little combos at like certain percents and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. Like the people that are like top in the world right now dedicated thousands and thousands of hours into the game.
No
Like
doubt.
it's not like something they're just like, oh, like I'm naturally good at it. Like they have put hours and studied the game.
Yeah,
Like,
it takes a lot of practice.
Yeah.
What other games?
So for me, Super Mario Bros. That's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
classic,
that's a
yeah.
classic go-to.
I never had the Mario Bros. Wii on it.
Really?
Did you guys ever use the Virtual Console on the Wii?
Virtual console?
It was
What are you talking about?
The Wii Shop in general. You could play old Nintendo games on the Wii.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
That's how I played the original Paper Mario. I downloaded it onto the Wii and like
Mm-hmm.
so many mornings. Like there was a one winter where we kept having 2-hour delays from snowstorms, so I would just like before school play so much Paper Mario.
Mm-hmm.
Paper
Paper Mario was a go-to.
I had it on the
classic.
DS. Let's go.
Same, yeah.
But no, yeah, Super Mario Bros. Especially like the new Super Mario Bros. Like for the Wii when that came out.
Yeah.
Like, that was always fun to just play with friends and just
It was like funny though, because you were playing with friends and your friend would be like an asshole and like
pick you up and throw you in the lava or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
They got rid of that in the new Super Mario.
I'm kind of mad they got rid of that because it was
That
like
should be an option to turn
it was
it
a fun
on and
technique.
off. Yeah.
it was just
I,
like
mean, I remember playing Portal 2 with a friend, and we just kept killing each other. I might have been killing them more than they killed me, but it was really fun.
yeah. Remember how you could ride around on the Yoshis too?
Yes.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
Yeah, no, that and I look at the newer like Super Mario games, like the Super Mario Wonder. It looks cool. Don't get me wrong. It was actually nominated for Game of the Year. But I don't know. It just I guess when I look back at games, I'm like, like that was such a good time. Like, how do these new games compete?
Yeah.
And they do.
I heard
It's
Mario
just
Bros. Wonder, the thing is, like, all the levels are a lot more, like, varied. They all have, like, something really fun going on with them.
The Wonder levels.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've heard the idea they wanted to stay away from was that when they made Super Mario Bros. 2, new Super Mario Bros. 2 on the 3DS and new Super Mario Bros. U, it was kind of just keeping to a very similar formula for the whole thing, which it didn't feel like there was too much of a point to making them as new games compared to the last new Super Mario Bros. Like,
yeah.
it just didn't introduce as much new mechanically.
No. And I think of did you guys ever play Super Mario Maker?
Not too heavily.
No, but I know some people that were really into it,
it's cool. I have it on the Switch, the second one.
Yeah.
And it's really cool because it's like if you like the Super Mario games, like they do have like a normal story mode like that you could go through. It's just like randomly generated levels.
Yeah.
But then you have all these cool levels that people are making.
Yeah.
Which can either be fun to do or some that are just like nearly impossible. And I don't know how people have made the levels because in order to make the level,
you have to beat
complete
it. You have to beat it to publish it.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So no level is impossible. But it's crazy just like what some people come up with.
I've seen a video, so a lot of them is just stuff that it's kind of BS because it's like stuff you could never have actually predicted. So you have to just be able to know what's coming next time.
Exactly. So it's like you have to do like just trial and error the entire level. Like you can't do it all in one go.
Yeah.
I know, but it's like the idea is like you could have realistically gotten past an obstacle on your first try. Not all the obstacles, but each obstacle should be something someone could feasibly figure out without having to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like bad game design. If you're walking and then I don't know, a random like there's a bunch of blocks that look exactly the same, but one of the blocks actually just kills you if you step on it.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Compared to if there's like a subtle hint that something was off with that one block.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Super Mario. It's a cool game. I haven't played too much of it.
I'll have to.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah.
What else did you guys want to cover?
One thing I want to say is that like I feel like Wii kind of holds up. So
For sure. Yeah.
like when you go back to a lot of old consoles, I feel like they don't hold up very well. Like,
Yeah.
but PS2 or not PS2, I'm sorry, but Wii, like I feel like I go back and it still feels semi-modern. If that makes sense.
Yes. No, I agree with
especially if
that.
you're
Yeah.
not. So if you buy like an actual like for instance, I used actually a GameCube controller for my Wii.
That's what I like to do too. Yeah.
Like a third party wireless one though,
Mhm.
and just that upgrade makes it feel so much better than using the stock Wii remote and nunchuck.
Yeah.
And then also another thing you can do to kind of like upgrade it a little bit is so it comes with composite cables, which are just like the crappy like red, white, and
Yes,
yellow.
yes,
yeah. And that signal is not very good. Like it looks like crap.
Yeah.
If you upgrade to either like component cables, which are like it has like 2 audio and then 3 for video,
Mhm.
that looks way better. And then you can go into the settings and kind of like change it to a higher resolution and support widescreen.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, so if you upgrade the cables either to those component or they make like a HDMI converter for the Wii too, so you can get that and it kind of does the same thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you do those upgrades, it really holds up to modern systems.
Absolutely. I mean, I thought you were gonna say for a second like, oh yeah, you could like upgrade it so you could get like an HDMI. I was like,
Well, you can get an HDMI converter, but in my opinion, if you use the actual like Nintendo did sell component cables, but it didn't come with the system. They were like kind of like something you had to buy separately. So if you buy that separately, it like the colors you get out of your Wii, the resolution you get out of it, everything looks way better than the stock composite cables that comes with it, which is interesting.
Also, another thing you can do to upgrade your Wii too. My friend actually recently did this. You can like hack your Wii.
Yeah.
Where you can like just about get any game you want.
Jailbreak it or
Jailbreak it, yeah. So if you're into that, there's definitely websites out there. I think you just need like an SD card to like download everything on it.
I haven't done it, but I've seriously considered it.
I just use Dolphin Emulator.
Dolphin Emulator.
What for your PC to play Wii games?
Do you not know Dolphin Emulator?
Is it? Yeah, it's like it's like the emulator on your PC where it's like you can play Wii games on your PC. Right?
Wii games and GameCube games.
Oh, and GameCube.
And N64, right?
If it was on Virtual Console, you can get that like ROM version.
Okay.
N64 emulators are also super easy to download.
Yeah.
But Dolphin, GameCube and the Wii actually had incredibly similar hardware.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking to Lynn just because you've asked it.
Yeah.
And so it was close enough, and plus, and that's why a lot of the original Wii models could play GameCube games.
Mm-hmm.
So it just takes that, it can. So that means one emulator can play for both systems.
Right.
And then recently on the Dolphin emulator, I've been playing the Metroid Prime trilogy.
Oh yeah.
Those ones are really good. It's a modified version of Dolphin called Prime Hack, so you can play the Prime trilogy with a keyboard mouse setup.
Mm-hmm.
It specifically has to be the Wii version because that has like you're using the Wiimote to aim the gun.
Yeah.
When the GameCube version of Prime 1 and 2 was all tank controls.
Yeah.
Do you know? Sorry. So does the Dolphin emulator also emulate Wii U? Since that's also very similar hardware. No.
Nope.
Interesting. Because from what I know, Wii U is pretty similar hardware to Wii. It's kind of just like slightly upgraded for HD.
I think the Wii U had a bit of a bigger graphical jump than GameCube and Wii did.
Really? Yeah. Well, I guess they did. They made that leap from standard definition to like 720p or whatever.
High definition.
Yeah. Not quite full HD, but what they called HD 720p.
But the Wii U was much different hardware, I think.
Okay. Yeah. I wasn't positive.
Like there's the stuff with like the screen, the game.
Yeah. That's true. I forgot about the screen controller thing. That was weird.
That was basically like making the DS a home console.
Yeah.
I wish I like made a DS again.
Me too. I miss the DS.
I just like miss having like a mini handheld.
A dedicated handheld.
Yeah.
It's like because because I think the idea is everyone would say that the technology doesn't necessitate necessitate like a handheld with weaker hardware anymore, but I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. Like, I don't know. It's just
bring
cool
it back.
to-
Bring it back like we brought vinyls back, the novelty or
Yes,
something.
Yeah,
exactly.
Bring back like give us a 3DS too, the 6DS.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I always thought they were cool. Like, I always had like a DS growing up, and it was just fun to like, especially like on like a car ride,
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like,
Man,
just
I remember playing
sneak it
Kid-
in class,
I remember-
I used to
I remember all
sneak
the
it at my
cars.
desk in class.
I remember all the car rides. I'd be playing Kid Icarus Uprising.
Yeah.
yeah, I do kind of miss it, but
We should do an episode on the 3DS later on. I think.
I never had the 3DS actually.
Oh,
neither did I.
I only had the DS Lite.
Well, we can
Which
do a
was
DS
like
episode.
the standard DS.
Yeah, I had the very first DS and then the DS Lite.
Well, we can
Yeah.
do an episode on handheld.
Yep,
That's true. Yeah, that
Yeah.
could be fun.
absolutely. Did you guys-
Anything else we want to talk about for the Wii?
I think
think.
we're kind of covered most of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
are we calling it there?
All right, yeah. You want to lead us out?
Sure. Yeah, that was episode 6 of Palm Blisters. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to follow our socials on TikTok. Also, Instagram. We did not make an Instagram yet. I might get to doing that. But yeah, definitely follow us on TikTok at Palm Blisters. And like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Raycom, please sponsor us.
Yeah.
Yes, please. All right. See ya.
Peace.